.com or call toll-free 888-253-3139 and support independent, patriotic Liberty Films.
Alex Jones here with urgent information concerning trendsresearch.com. The Trends Journal distills the voluminous ongoing research of the Trends Research Institute into a concise, readily accessible form. By tracking 300 separately defined domestic and international trends, the Trends Journal establishes the connections that others fail to see or misinterpret. Gerald Salente's Trends Journal allows you to anticipate change, recognize the implications, and take protective strategies. Individual readers from every walk of life can put the Trends Journal, Trends Forecast, and Trends Analysis to practical use. Extra information to keep you well informed throughout the year when any current event of major social, economic, or political significance occurs. Trends Journal notifies its subscribers of their implications. When you subscribe to the Trends Journal, you'll also receive Trends Alerts. Visit trendsresearch.com today. That's trendsresearch.com. Subscribe to the Trends Journal. This information is too important to wait. Hi folks, this is Alex Jones asking you for a minute of your time to tell you about soap. Not detergents, but good old-fashioned pure soap made by the Cal Ben Soap Company, a family-owned and operated American company. My family, staff, friends, and radio listeners are constantly telling me how much they love these products for bath, hair, laundry, and dishes. There is nothing like these factory-direct, big money-saving, triple-concentrated soaps anywhere. Get a free detailed catalog by calling 800-340-7091 or see them online at 5starsoap.com or Infowars.com. Let's talk to the owner of 5-Star Soap, Marty Schachter, and see what he has to say.
As founder and owner for over 63 years, people keep asking me, how's business? I'm happy to say our business is going down the drain. Call us at 1-800-340-7091. Visit our website, 5starsoap.com, for buying our 1 to 2 month soap sampler. Thank you.
We're back live with Sheriff Paul Babeu, Pinal County, Arizona. He's been one of the outspoken sheriffs that many others have about the fact that much of the state is off limits to citizens. The police are surrounded. Sheriff, I heard you in one television interview describe it as that you guys are outgunned, that you're, more and more things are getting lawless. There's a hit out for you. They've killed and wounded and kidnapped police all over the country. Half of L.A. County jails are these violent illegal aliens. It's a Mexican government policy to teach their people that the Southwest belongs to Mexico. The big government types are putting these people on welfare and using them as a political weapon. I mean, I'll go back to it. If this isn't treason, if this isn't, the big government types trying to bring in foreigners to turn them against this country and then putting poor Hispanic Americans who are great people in the middle of it, and then race carding all of this. I mean, we're not just mincing words here, and please elaborate. I mean, Mexico is a failed state. It's a war zone where you're at, and I can't believe Obama is doing this. As bad as he is, I just can't believe this is so brazen, and our country has fallen so far that this is going on.
It's craziness. What's happening in America, if the people don't wise up, this violence will continue not only to spill over, the threat in a post-9/11 world, when we have had literally hundreds of individuals from countries of interest. These aren't like Ecuador and Mexico. We're talking about people from nation states that are harm or would love to destroy the United States. Countries like Syria, Iran, China, from all over the world are coming here through this porous border. And guess what? They're just not staying here. They're going other points throughout America. This is a national security threat, an issue. Why was Homeland Security created? And how can we say the border is secured when we say we're only capturing 1 out of every 2.6? This is ridiculous that this is going on, and that the president is looking at this purely from a political perspective and not a national security issue and not a public safety issue.
Sheriff Babeu, what are you going to meet with these sheriffs? I mean, unless it's a security issue, but just in general, why are you going to meet with other sheriffs right now?
Well, I've been talking, and I'm going to get on the phone first with Sheriff Larry Deaver of Cochise County, who's right on the border. And I flew down there just 2 days ago to look at the situation. I'm honored to serve as the president of the Sheriff's Association here. A lot of us are seeing our role, and there's some sheriffs who don't agree with this. To be honest with you, the whole fact of it's 1070. And you know what? It's not going to be the solution, because it's like a hamster on a wheel. It doesn't stop. We're chasing our tail until we secure that border. We can't. We could hire 5,000 more cops and Border Patrol agents. But you can't deal with 1 million people coming in when the president gives them no penalty. All that's being done is VR, which stands for voluntary return, without punishment.
Well, let me stop you again.
Literally a shower and a meal, and they bring them back to the border ready to try again.
Incredible. In the limited time we've got, I want to run through several other issues. You're a very busy man, but it's been out for 3 days. Have you seen the TV news reports out of a suburb of Denver where the police charged an 82-year-old veteran where illegal aliens were on his property robbing his trailer? They tried to run over him, and he shot one. They pled guilty to stealing his trailer. And then they released the illegals, and they're charging him with murder, not just manslaughter. I mean, this is insane.
I hadn't seen that, and it is insanity. And this is where patriots, Americans, we have to stand up for not only our rights and our liberties. That people have always said the threat comes from within. And this is very troubling. And I see this sense of anger and outrage, and we're going to keep the focus here to demand that this problem get changed. And then, with our republic, in democratic principles, throw these bums the hell out of office.
Let's go back to the kidnapping issue, because I remember 3 years ago, the State Department listed Mexico as the second most dangerous country for crime in the world, #1 for kidnapping, and put a travel advisory out. Parents are still sending their high school graduate kids down to Mexico. Even the resort towns are getting hellishly dangerous. And so for people that do know about how dangerous Mexico is, I don't think they realize that South Texas and areas of Arizona are as dangerous statistically. Can you speak to the kidnapping?
Yeah, the kidnapping is largely targeted to the illegal. And this is where these people, what's so ironic is all these same people that, like Jack Harris, the police chief of Phoenix, and all these other people who have loved to preside over sanctuary cities, they're saying that, well, if we enforce the law, that there's going to be suppressed reporting by these illegals. And that's absolutely false. Not only because we're the kidnap capital, because none of their policies in the past have worked, but the fact that their culture they come from, they don't call the police. They handle things on their own because the police are corrupt down there.
Well, that's common sense. That's common sense. If they let the murderers and rapists and kidnappers go, these illegal communities are scared to death. And of course, I mean, that's common sense that this causes crime to increase.
Right. Absolutely. And this is where the president is really looking at undocumented aliens as undocumented Democrats. And it's a shame, not only for America. We are at the tip of the spear here in Arizona of all the illegals that come into America. Over half of them come through our state. And we have said time and again, we need help. And it's not that I'm throwing up my hand saying we just can't do the job. I only have 214 deputies for an area the size of the state of Connecticut. I can't stop hundreds of thousands of people who are coming in here by ourselves. And this is where we need to deploy soldiers who are armed to the border. And while they're deployed there, build the double barrier fence that the president has stopped constructing, that President Clinton, of all people, had signed to establish. So he did something very good there. And then we have to end catch and release. They have to be deported. There has to be a penalty and punishment. It's the rule of law in America, and we've got to stand up and defend our country.
Sheriff, specifically, you're an expert on this. You're down there on the front lines of this, and you're the head of the Sheriff's Association down there. Can you specifically tell us, and people listening all over the country right now, what they can do individually to aid Arizona that is the front line of this criminal invasion? His cell phone, we just lost it, so let's call him back and get that final comment. But the website is sheriffpaul.com, And we will try to get him back online. He's out driving, and it either dropped or something disconnected it. Great, because I want him to be able to finish that point, and then we're going to let him go and get to a few of your calls and some other news. But you know what? If you're for open borders, folks, you come down here to South Texas on the border. I mean, it is a war zone. And it was nice 10 years ago. It's all boarded up and like ghost towns. And I've seen what's happening in Arizona, and it is a real travesty. And if they continue to be able to threaten and kill police and others, where does it end? I mean, the police are totally outnumbered and destroyed in Mexico, and others just become corrupt and get bought off. And that's what the drug cartels do. They say, either you take this money from us or we're going to kill you. We've had U.S. Embassy staff killed. We've had just a few weeks ago. I mean, this is insane. They kill mayors. They kill police chiefs. They kill police. Thousands and thousands of dead